Every magic trick consists of 3 parts, or acts. The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary. The second act is called the turn. The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it into something extraordinary. But you wouldn't clap yet, because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for... Oh, darn, I didn't mean to hit that. Oh, well. Thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast
the prestige. Nice.
explores
Yeah.
Hollywood
You've
film
already
industry
ruined the turn.
for the greater good. No, I'm not used to having on my phone. Damn it. What about if I just do this? There we go. All right, here we go. So this is episode, what are we? Gosh. 195. That's right. We're doing episode 195. And tonight we're talking about The Prestige. Prestige? I don't know. It's The Prestige. Prestige. It's Batman versus Wolverine is what it is. Andrew, I am Sean Arden, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Tesla invented the fax machine, Jemison.
Hello.
Corny. Oh yeah, you should do the I'm Batman bit, but in that accent.
Oh,
I'm Michael Caine.
I'm Batman.
There you go.
There we are.
I'm some bloke named Batman.
He's 40 ears. He's really nice.
Right. Sweat of me. Right. Corny, I actually said this too early. Batman versus Wolverine, Logan.
Oh.
I accept that.
Right.
And I counter with, when you try to do magic trick, what you should do is,
Okay.
All birds.
Birds, yeah.
Yeah. And
birds, F them birds.
Speaking of F them birds, Sam often kills birds for show to Vector.
Oh, I don't kill animals, just Opie.
Yeah.
Or try to.
Yeah, just my soul every day. Just a
Yep.
little bit.
Your hopes and dreams, I dash.
Yeah, in my...
Then screams his soul.
I keep his vial of tears on my dresser drawers.
A funny thing about Sam, though, is that he names all his birds Opie.
Right. So when he kills them, he doesn't have. He doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't feel bad about it.
And of course the obligatory, I'm Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
There's a whole lot of cocaine in this one.
There is a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of Michael Caine in this one. More than actually I'm used to seeing, honestly.
Yeah, especially in a Nolan film.
Right. Yeah. Usually in a Nolan film.
Nolan film.
Yeah. Right.
There's some
It's
There's some,
talk to me.
but it'll still be nominated for Best Picture. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Should be.
yeah. I don't even. Was this one? I don't know. I don't know.
Should have been.
It should have been. Nominated for 2 Oscars.
06.
Yeah. Rated number 49. Top rated movies number 49.
Huh.
Best Achievement in Cinematography nominated, and Best Achievement in Art Direction. That was the Oscars.
Really? Not for the film.
No.
Interesting.
Art Directors Guild nominated for period film. It didn't. It only won the Empire Awards of UK. It won Best Director. I guess that's like
the UK.
I guess that's their version of the Oscars.
Yeah.
That's all it won. Oh, it also won the Italian Online Movies Award for a Best Adapted Screenplay. All right, good job.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, this is 2006. 2006. The Prestige. It's got every person that was ever in a Marvel movie except Robert Downey Jr. Along with Christian Bale and Alfred. So you got Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Piper Perabo, who was in Coyote Ugly, and then you got
Yes, she was.
do what?
Said yes, she was.
Yeah, and somehow she has missed out on Marvel somehow. Rebecca Hall, who played Sarah, is in Iron Man 3. Scarlett Johansson, of course, is what she is. Andy Serkis is not playing a CGI character for once, and was really good in this movie. And he is also, of course, in the Black Panther movie and Iron Man or in Avengers 2. So a lot of people, and David Bowie is in this, which is weird. Because I didn't know it was David Bowie until
Tesla.
I looked in it.
Yeah,
he's Tesla. Yeah, I didn't even know.
Well, he wore the same thing
one
he did
weird
in
eye.
Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's him. So, anyway, what is Andrew? What is the Prestige? If people listening have no idea what that is.
It's the third part of a magic trick.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Corny, for
That is
ruining
true.
Andrew's bit.
After a tragic accident, two stage musicians. Nope.
They're not musicians.
Damn it. Let me try this again. After a tragic accident, two stage magicians engage in a battle to create the ultimate illusion, whilst sacrificing everything they have to outwit the other.
Right.
Much like Sean and I in this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's actually pretty accurate, honestly. I'm just except for probably not a whole lot of sacrifice on your part.
No, that's true.
Just my wits and some other stuff on my end. Cool. So I'll let everybody do their intros as I always do. I'm just going to go ahead and say it up front.
Hush.
Obviously, it's a Christopher Nolan film. Christopher Nolan, he likes to deal with time. He loves to play with the notion of time.
And Batman.
You never see. I mean, I've obviously not seen all. I've not seen Memento. I've not seen a couple of others he's done. But I know that he always likes to deal with time, and very rarely do we see a movie where it's just the same from front to end. Like, it's never just one timeline. Like, it's always a bunch of different kind of timelines weaving throughout, and you as the audience have to be smart enough to know what's going on and to pick it up, which I think is great, that a director is not talking down to us in that way. I really kind of excited to talk about this movie. And hopefully there won't be nearly as much, I don't know if bickering, but we had, I mean, it got a little lively on The Last Jedi, but maybe not. I still have feelings, though.
I don't think we bickered. I just think if we were bickering with anybody, it was some of the idiots on the web.
See, so that's the thing. Like, I keep seeing people comment on Facebook, and I actually listened to someone else's podcast, and I couldn't get through it. It made me so mad because they were ripping it for things that are explained. That there's pure explanations for them, but they didn't. It was just their own thing that they didn't like, and for some reason that bothered me. And I know it's their opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm fine with it, but that doesn't make it. I don't know.
Well, opinions are like buttholes. You know, everybody's got one, and it's terrible.
Right, and they all stink sometimes, but
Not mine.
well, I'm sure it doesn't. Ooh,
Like Chick-fil-A and Shame.
that was weird. What just happened? Are you guys still there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Because everything on my Google just said I went offline for a second, and now I'm back on. That was weird.
It's fine. We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
See, that's the trick.
Right,
You
because
never know
it went away and
whenever-
then came back. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Andrew, if you would, sir, kind of give us your rundown, your thoughts on the Prestige.
Well, I'd like to start at the end and say that I really liked it. But now I'm going to go back and tell you why. Because it's Chris Nolan.
Right.
Actually, I'm not going to call him Chris. I'm going to call him Topher. Because that's more better.
More better. It's actually funny you say that. My mom, this is a weird story. My mom had two dogs, two Afghan hounds when she was younger in her college age years. And one of them, the boy dog, was named, my mom's name was Christine, and the boy dog was named after her, Christopher, and she called him Topher. And then the other dog, the female dog, was Scheherazade, after the famous Afghani princess that the music is written for, and she called her Cher. So anyway.
That's the best story I've heard in a long time.
I'm glad you
Just
enjoyed it,
so you know.
Sam. I really did.
I now can die a happy man, actually.
Good. I'm glad.
I saw a cat once.
Okay,
I'm
I was waiting for the
seriously
cat bit.
Crying a single tear.
It was-
It's slowly going down.
You both, all three of you are assholes, because that's a story about my mom, and you all have met my mother, and she's awesome. So shut your holes.
In all fairness, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it was a dumb story. Continue, Sam or Andrew.
Well, okay, for real though, I love magic. I've always loved magic. My grandfather has every year since I was born and up until I was a senior in high school had given me, a trick deck of cards or some sort of magic trick. He would take me to the magic shop at Broadway at the beach, and we would get a magic trick every year.
Oh yeah.
And so magic's always been something that I enjoy. It's kind of nerdy, I know, but and was I ever good at it? No, not really. But I've always been intrigued by it and always loved it. And so when this movie and The Illusionist both came out at the same time, basically, I went and watched both of them. And I liked this one so much that I went and bought it. And actually, I think I have The Illusionist as well. Not as good. Still a decent movie, but not as good as this one. But I did think it was rather odd that they both came out, but basically the same weekend.
Well, I mean, this happens all the time in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Right. Or
Hitting in the same.
Well, one's a porno and one has animal crackers.
There's like 4 or 5 other examples. Like Twister and Night of the Tornadoes was like the same month. And there's always the successful one and then the not. Like, or how about Star Wars and Star Crash? I mean, it was the same.
Well,
it was the same calendar
in all
year.
fairness,
Yeah, I know. No one ever heard of Star Crash except people that have suffered through this podcast. But
Star Crash
it's
had a
just,
few issues.
it's the same thing. So you're not wrong. That does happen a lot.
Anyway, when these came out on DVD, I think I was working at the photo lab at Walmart in Boone.
Hey.
Paying for my college. And so it was right there staring across from me in the electronics section, and I went over and bought it. And I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know why I haven't watched it more, because it really is a very good movie. But I remember just the first time watching it in the theater, I was just blown away and by the twists and turns of the movie. And had I been paying more attention, I probably would have, or I don't know, had I known where to look, maybe. I was paying a lot of attention because I loved it, but had I known where to look, there were little subtle hints here and there in the movie that lead you to realize what's going to happen. But and watching it the second or third time, you catch those things. There's a moment where the little boy at the beginning of the movie where they do the trick with the bird, the boy asks, "Where's his brother?"
Right.
And so there's a.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
There's like a what's that foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing, yeah.
As to what is actually going to happen later on. So
Well, and then to take
Like 5 shadowing, actually.
and then to take that foreshadow and then add the next layer to it is when the next scene when Christian Bale is taking the the dead bird and dropping it into the trash can, and takes the live bird and says, "You get to live this time."
Yep.
There's some foreshadow there too, on the same shadowing. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
But I liked it. I'm done. Next.
Oh, okay. Corny.
I still hate Christian Bale, and I hate him a little less, but
we
Actually,
weren't on air yet, Corny. Why do you hate Christian Bale?
Oh yeah, because I watched Shaft, and that was the first portrayal I got him as a racist a-hole, and I will not separate the character from the man. I refuse to do it, and so that means for me, Batman was a racist asshole. So just throwing it out there.
Okay. No, that's fine. I wanted to make sure people knew why you said that, because I know we said it off air earlier.
Oh yeah, no. I just hate things at random, children, bunnies, panthers,
Sure.
Oh, too soon.
Christian Bale. That's okay. My team's going to lose next weekend. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they are.
This movie was freaking awesome, and I can't believe I didn't know anything about this prior to heading into this weekend. I'm really impressed with just how this whole thing went, and how it's the only movie ever I could imagine where I would hate Hugh Jackman and root for Christian Bale.
Right.
And it's incredible.
I guess, and by you saying that, I want to ask the question now before we even get to Sam's intro, and he'll get there. But I want to ask the question: do we all perceive as Christian Bale as the protagonist and Wolverine as the antagonist, or are they just both flawed characters who can't let shit go? And
I think they're both very flawed characters.
I think they're both.
It totally
both
delves into the obsession, and what they're so obsessed about. They're both very flawed. Yes,
right.
I think Hugh Jackman a lot more than Christian Bale,
And they showed that on screen more, right? Because the present of the movie is Christian Bale is in jail reading the diary of Hugh Jackman after he stole his diary and was ciphering that. But you're right. The kind of the madness, so to speak, was with Hugh Jackman way more than Christian Bale's character. His madness was domestic stuff with his wife and his.
I like the fact that you immediately called him Wolverine as opposed to Hugh Jackman.
I keep doing that. I'm gonna probably
no. Keep doing it. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it's the most notable thing he's known for. I mean, he's done great things in other great movies, but just like Christian Bale will always kind of be known as either Batman or Bateman from American Psycho.
So it's just Batman one way or the other.
Yeah, he's either a psycho who kills people or a psycho who doesn't.
Bateman.
Right. So anything. So I was wondering about that because it wasn't. There was the moment in the movie where I no longer sympathized with Wolverine is when it felt like he was going out of his way to get more revenge. You came up and you shot him. Okay. I mean, I know that's not even. I know you're not even. But he didn't kill your wife. She died in an accident. And I guess it's Christian Bale's fault. We don't know. But
No, it's his fault. He's the hell.
But I mean, he did the different knot. We know that he and the wife have a look, and we know that they do, whatever. But it just seems like Wolverine went. I mean, he went all the way to Colorado to whatever. So anyway, were you done, Corny?
Yeah. Go Eagles.
Okay. Sam.
All right. I was excited to see this movie on our list. It had been a long time since I'd seen it, and it's one of those movies that it's so much fun to see it the second time because of all the little clues, like Andrew was mentioning. This time around, especially, I was not as I guess not. How can I say? Not as prepared, but not as surprised as I was last time. The first time I watched this movie, it was a complete like sideswipe with some of these twists, and I don't know why I did not realize. And of course, this is spoilers that he had a brother, and it's so obvious when you watch it the second time around who the guy is that it's silly. When you see it again. But I love Christopher Nolan films. I love the way he does his stories. I know Sean has some issues with some of his things. And there's always something in a Christopher Nolan movie that you kind of have to just, I don't know, not take for granted, but just take it. You know, whether it's Interstellar's fifth dimensional creatures or Inception's kind of wonky time sequences, but The Prestige is just a wonderfully crafted film. It's beautiful. It's set. You believe these people are living in this time. You kind of root for both guys, and you kind of root against both guys in this thing. I cannot fathom having a twin brother and then knowing one of them's going off to die like that. That just blows my mind. Not to mention this marriage that they had,
right,
with the wife and the mistress. One would think they would at least let her in on this big thing they're doing, but that's just crazy to me that they wouldn't do that.
Well, that was the thing, right? He had to live it. He had to be involved or invested the whole way.
But here's the thing: I've dated a twin before, and you're around other twins. There's very subtle things that are different. Very subtle things.
You almost would have felt like whoever the brother was that was in love with Sarah would have always been the one around Sarah, and the other one that was in love with Scarlett Johansson would always have been the one with her.
Yeah.
And just try to find a way to
switching off is just weird. What they do, flip a coin.
Like they're in a room. Like, you do realize that I had sex with your wife last night, right? Like, yeah, I know. I mean, that's got to be weird.
Yeah. So that's a little bit strange to me. The one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit in this movie was the Hugh Jackman lookalike. I really don't think he looked like Hugh Jackman. I think
it's Hugh Jackman.
Gotten somebody that looks a little more like him to play his duplicate.
It's Hugh Jackman.
This is real. This is happening.
No, it's the opposite. I know it was Hugh Jackman, but I don't know. Maybe they could have given him. I don't know.
I thought they did
somebody that looked like him or something.
I thought they did such a good job of making him look just enough to be different that I started like going to IMDb before the end of the movie, which is what I always do. Like, I had to resist the urge to go, wait a minute, that's not. Is that like his stunt double? Maybe that's his stand-in. I started doing that, and I had to stop myself. Like, nope, just watch the movie because I don't want to spoil anything because it would.
Yeah. But no, I enjoy this. It's such a well-made film, just like Nolan puts into most of his stuff. I highly recommended film coming behind. So, what about you, Sean? What do you think?
This was my first time seeing it. Sorry, I came in a little hot there. My mute button was my cough button. I had never seen this before. I watched The Illusionist, not this one. Edward Norton.
Which one was The Illusionist? Who was in that one?
Edward Norton, Jessica Biel. Basically, he's a magician who falls in love with this very powerful man's wife or daughter or something, and it's like it's like an old, what is it? There's like an old story or play or something where there was this sultan or whatever, right? And then the woman would come in, and then if he didn't fall in love with her, he would kill her. And so this woman told a story, but each night she didn't finish it, so that's how she was able to
That's
live.
Scheherazade, right?
Is that Scheherazade? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story of Scheherazade. Right?
Okay. So like that's
Oh,
what
by the way, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
No,
but,
please.
I think we missed a incredible opportunity to talk about Sean's Mein Kampf button.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can't let that go. I just had to throw it out there.
No, yeah, I'm still fighting the cold that I've been fighting for 4 weeks. Yeah.
Well, remember to turn and cough.
Yeah, always turning cough. Go back in the RSS feed and find what episode that is, because that's an episode. I just don't remember which one it is.
Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Is that what that was?
Very nice.
Wow, you remembered that. Was that like your first episode or something?
No, but it was up there.
Because that was right around the turn of 100.
No, this was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Actually, well, no. I was going to say, as we record this, but no, we're actually recording 2 nights early. But on January 10th, the podcast will be 4 years old. So it's pretty cool.
Teething.
It's finally potty trained.
Right?
Yeah.
Starting to form sentences.
It still misses the toilet once in a while, but
Yeah.
we that's why we're married, right?
Right.
Yeah, let's speak for your 4-year-old. Parker was pretty awesome. He was shitting in the pot, and it was fun.
Oh, I have so many fun like potty training stories. They're great. Like not even about my kid, like hearing other people like how they did it, and they're like, oh, we put Cheerios in the toilet and told him to aim at the toilet. But the problem is that anytime we would give him Cheerios to eat, he would just pour it in the toilet.
Oh.
All right. So, it's just funny.
Oh.
Anyway.
I guess it's different raising girls.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You missed out. So anyway, or so far.
And they just can't go off the back deck.
Right. No. And there have been times when it's like that. He's like, Daddy, I got to go now. Just pull off the side of the road and do what you got to do. Anyway. Yeah, so I had not seen this before. Like I said, I watched The Illusionist. I knew that this was a magic type movie. I didn't know it was a Christopher Nolan joint until about a couple of years ago when, I guess maybe more than a couple of years, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago when Christopher Nolan started becoming an important fixture in my movie library. And so I went into this just basically kind of excited about watching it because, I've been working in a magic studio for the last 2 weeks or previous 2 weeks before Christmas.
Are there any water tanks?
No, there's no stage. It's all, or it's a stage, but it's a concrete stage, so there's nothing like that. It's all mostly closed hand magic card tricks, sleight of hand.
Sure?
Yeah, it's a concrete stage. I worked on it. So anyway, I was like, hey, let's do a magic movie. It'd be kind of fun. So I did this. We picked this, and man, I'm glad we did. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And in tradition with my my rule, the fewer the notes I take.
You did what with your shin?
Oh.
You cut off on us there, Sean.
What did I say? What did I say?
I don't know.
Sounded like you said you did something with your shin.
Oh, my shit. No, as what I do normally, I don't even know what I said. As the normal rule with the show is the fewer notes I take, the better I like the movie. I took 13 notes and 5 of them are for clips.
Nice.
I was so enamored with this movie. I was afraid to look down and type that I was going to miss something. This movie has
when you start the movie, or when you start off, are you looking closely?
Well, I mean,
closely.
I was, and it was pretty interesting. My 5-year-old comes in, and he's like, "What are you watching?" And I said, "Well, I'm watching this movie for the podcast." And he says, "Can I watch it with you?" I'm like, "I guess." There's not been any. I was only about 30 minutes in. There hadn't been any language or anything, and so whenever I thought something was about to happen, I covered his eyes and his ears. But he was kind of enamored too because he kept asking questions like, wait, where did the bird go? And how did the fishbowl get there? And where did the... I'm like, Declan, just watch the movie, buddy. So...
Tell you what, man, when they get to be like 10, things start getting a lot easier. I don't worry about much.
Yeah, well, then when he gets 13, that's a whole new worry.
When do you send him out to hunt the wolf?
No, I think it's around age 12 when you leave him outside for a year.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Parker's going to hate that.
You give him a spear, and...
I'm not giving him a spear. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Liam, do I need to bleep something?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a little too urban for you.
38 minutes.
You need about 30 seconds ago.
Bleep. Corny, because he's an asshole. That's what happens when he drinks one or two.
All right, we'll fix it in post.
Yep. We're good.
Actually, I will have to. So anyway,
Yes.
I was just enamored with this movie, and the twist at the end with the twins was really great. And again, I didn't see it coming until, Michael Caine tells you in the movie point blank he uses a double, but you never think that it's
over and over and over. Yeah,
and he never accepts the fact that he never thinks that it's a twin. And I'm everything about this movie I love, except the big thing that, again, Christopher Nolan does is on almost every movie where he has to put that one thing where I'm like, okay, really? And I feel like it's in every one of his movies. Obviously the Tesseract and Interstellar. I can't really find any fault in Inception. I love that movie wholeheartedly. Like,
well, the problem I have with this, of things that per movie, why give us the option of having multiple hats when we really don't have multiple hats? I guess it doesn't work after all. But
yeah, no, the machine literally is copying whatever the thing is that they put in front of it.
I'd hate to see a paper jam.
Like, right? Like if it started buffering and there's 5 or 6 Jackmans all in one,
It's like that scene from Aliens 4 where all the Ridley clones are in the science room.
Yeah, gross.
I wanted one of them to come out and be like, "Hey, Steve, I want some pizza."
Right, like we're gonna go eat a dolphin.
Love it.
No, we're gonna go pet a dolphin. Yeah, we're gonna go pet a dolphin. Because on that last show, that would have been the 100th copy of copy number 99. The original died a long time ago.
A copy of a copy.
So, that's.
But why did he have?
Your internet cut off. What?
That's my big question. Is why did he have to kill himself every time?
Because there would be 100 of him.
Why not just he was going under the stage anyway, right?
Right. But every time he zapped himself, that make a new person. It makes a new person.
Well, then you do the zap the first time, make the person, and then just don't use the same zappy zaps.
So you just have two people.
Power.
You always have your twin, and you don't have it at full power. I don't think it works that way. I think when you turn it on, it's it, right? And of course, my questions are sorry, I couldn't get to it in time, is how does he program it to put him at that location? How unfortunate would it be if it shot him into the attic or
between a wall?
In between walls, right? Or he's in between
they did fire it up and see where it lands.
Right, but how fortunate is it the first time it doesn't do that, right? It's convenient that it put him in the balcony so that we can do this great trick. Ooh, that was a weird noise.
That was the trick.
Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting I don't have my setup here, so there's no.
So what we have is we've got Batman who is willing to live this double life, and we've got Wolverine who refuses to
die.
No. Well, he's killing himself is what he's doing, but he refuses to live a double life.
Right. Well, I guess he realizes that with two people. I mean, in that moment when he creates the second
harder. Yeah.
But like, hold on, wait a minute. The first time he does the machine in the theater, it puts him like 7 feet away, so he could shoot himself. It didn't shoot him in the balcony, so that's programmed somehow. Anyway.
Yeah.
But like he must have realized in that moment, oh my God, there's two of me now, and we can't do that. So.
But why did he have the gun? Did he did he think of that beforehand?
He did. He said, he wrote in his diary, I don't know what's going to happen to me. If something unnatural comes out of this, I want to be prepared. Because he didn't know if it was going to maybe like mutate himself or something. Like he didn't know it was going to happen. But he saw that.
So he shot first and be like, hey, are you strange? Are you a little off?
Right.
She touched my peppy, Steve.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right, no, keep breathing. I need to ask you a few questions. No, don't bleed out. Come on,
right,
man up.
So I don't know that part, and there's another flaw in his plan, right? Like every night he has these. So he's got a room full with 100 bodies. At some point, someone's going to go down there, right? So like at the end of this movie, right? Someone's going to eventually go down there, see Hugh Jackman bled out on the floor. And go, oh, he's been shot. Wait, again? He was already dead. And then they're going to see this room with 100 other dead Hugh Jackman, and they're going to go, shit, we hung Christian Bale for no reason. Maybe he's a monster of some sort. He can clone himself.
The problem with that is that the Hugh Jackman on the floor is going to be burnt to a crisp. And this is before DNA analysis.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the fire at the end.
Yeah, and the other 100 are going to be boiled
and cooked. I don't know. I mean, he couldn't break that thing with a axe or whatever. I'm pretty sure they're probably all fine.
It just needs to work out.
But you talk about an evil plan.
Oh, no kidding.
To basically use your death that you're using anyway for your silly magic trick to frame somebody for murder. And then know that he's going to get hanged.
And
then but he's hung. Yeah.
Then to steal the daughter, it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, to me, that's when he became the villain. To me,
yeah,
is when he decides to take the daughter, and I think that was when for Michael Caine it was the same as well. Because then at that point, Michael Caine was like, wait a minute, you leave her out of this. And he's like, no, he took everything from me. I'm going to take everything from him. And Michael Caine was like, hey, I'm going to pull my cell phone out. I'm going to call the other guy. Because he knew there was a twin. He knew it. He knew the double. He knew the twin. So there's a scene when Michael Caine's like, all right, I'm leaving. And you see the other guy come in. Like there was obviously some kind of wink, nod kind of a thing. And then that's why Michael Caine's taking care of his daughter at the end. So, shit. You know?
Yeah. That escalated. I mean, but it didn't escalate quickly. There was meaningful steps in each step of this movie that made it, I don't know, just.
It added weight to everything. Everything got built up and built up. Yeah, you're right. It didn't escalate quickly. It escalated over 2 hours and 9 minutes because it was a 2 hour and 10 minute film.
Yeah.
And then it
didn't feel like that to me, by the way.
Oh, no, it didn't to me either. It cruised through this. To me.
And I liked seeing Scarlett Johansson in as the magician's assistant.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I didn't actually.
Really? Oh, okay. Hot women just don't do it for you?
For a second there, I thought the wife was, oh, God, what's her name? Rachel.
From You, who knows?
McAdams.
Rachel McAdams?
Thank you.
Rachel
Yes.
Dawes.
No, 2006, she would have been like 19.
12. Yeah. I don't care.
Okay. No, it's the girl from Iron Man 3.
Yep.
So I actually don't have any more notes because we've talked about them all because I took so few. I thought the Tesla, again, Andy Serkis was great. I love that they put the feud in here with Edison and Tesla.
Yes.
And I know very little about that other than what, one, Big Bang Theory told me about, and two, what I did my own little bit of research on before the show here.
That was it. You should check out the podcast, and I'm going to do a shout out here for Stuff You Should Know. They do basically the current wars, and they delve into that history, and it's fascinating. Tesla was an interesting character, very interesting.
Right.
Thomas Edison was the typical black hat businessman, ruthless. He's not the nice guy that you would think he would be.
No, I mean he was Zuckerberg from Facebook. He was dude from the McDonald's movie.
Kroc.
Yeah, Kroc. Yeah, Ray Kroc. Yeah. I mean, he didn't really steal Tesla's whatever, but he
suppressed it.
He suppressed it and made it seem all crazy and terrifying and so. Yeah, that scene with the light bulbs out on the ground was really cool. That was interesting technology. So anyway, I had very few tropes to write down about this off. Obviously, you got a kind of a Moby Dick trope going on.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a whole lot of other ones happening in the movie. I did like. Now I will say this: having worked Carowinds, I've worked with a couple of magicians before, and so like the bird, the cage disappearing up the sleeve trick, I've seen before. Of course, it wasn't done with a Iron Man suit that he was wearing. It was done with rubber bands, basically. And it was funny that the magician that was doing it. Of course, it's not a bird; it's a foam. It's a foam bird, so they can squish and disappear. He says the problem with the trick, though, is that for that trick, you have to start with it because it's attached to the rubber band. So you have to start the day with it, right?
Yeah.
And the second part he says is sometimes when it's really hot and your skin is sweaty, because we were performing outside, the rubber band will kind of stick on the waist, like up his sleeve. So when the cage collapses, you can kind of see it go up his sleeve sometimes because it's not as quick as it needs to be. But we did it a couple times, and he had a couple of the tricks that I got to kind of see how he did, which were pretty cool. But I'm not. In fact, after the Chicago trip, my friend Stuart, who's been on the show before, a friend of the show, he asked me, "Have you ever watched that Penn and Teller's Fooled Us or Fooled Penn and Teller, whatever it is?" Mm-hmm. And I started watching YouTube videos. That show is great. I'm loving it, man. And so I've been like getting into magic, and then I watched this movie. So like I'm getting my magic fix on. It's pretty great. So anyway, that's that. Anything else before we do some trivia?
Nah, fam.
No. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play my little clippy clip because. Oh wait, I got clips to play. Not trivia. I got clips to play. Clip number one.
Never thought I'd find an answer at the bottom of a pint glass.
Hasn't stopped you looking.
That's right. Hasn't stopped you looking. There was very little humor in this movie other than little quips like that, but I was totally fine with it. Totally fine.
I have to blame on English people.
No, well, that's no, okay. It was still weird hearing Hugh Jackman with not his accent. Like, it was still like, I guess, was it American, I guess? I don't know. Like, I couldn't, like, obviously Christian Bale was doing his Scottish accent. But, anyway. Whatever.
Wait, he's not American?
Who?
I thought Christian Bale was American.
No, he's Scottish.
Christian Bale. You sure?
I'm as sure of that as I am sure that that girl you keep calling Spanish is also from Wales.
Alicia Silverstone?
No, my God. Christian.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, he's from I'm sorry. Christian Bale is from Wales also. He's Welsh.
Was that a place in Maine?
No, it's in the UK. Sam.
No, that's New England.
No, he's in the UK, the United Kingdom, not New England. He's in Old England, Wales.
I'm afraid that that we seceded a long time ago.
We did. Who's we? The United States? I'm confused what's happening right now. like even your weird like ability to try to confound me has gotten to a new location. So yeah, he's
I love it.
Where's Hugh Jackman from?
Australia.
Okay, I just want to know if you actually knew that because you never knew.
In the movie called Australia.
Yeah, it was with Nicole Kidman, who is also Australian.
Yep.
So all right, here you go. Clip number 2.
I thought you said I had to get my hands dirty.
Someday perhaps you will. I just had to know that you can.
Oh wait, sorry. Oh shoot.
Why should I?
Dang it! Stop it. So weird. I'm doing it on my phone. It's weird. So he gets his hands dirty, right? So, what was Andrew talking about? Foreshadowing? Oh, more foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Got to get his hands dirty. And which, by the way, that scene where he takes his associate and buries him has way more weight to it now. Like, that's why he was freaking out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not just his buddy. It's his twin brother. Damn it. Stop it. Sorry. All right, here we go. I had to cap this clip just for one reason only.
Why should I worry? If your tricks don't get him in, somebody else's will. Maybe somebody willing to do a bullet catch or a water escape?
Cheap thrills, Mr. Merrick. People hoping for an accident, likely to see one, too. What would that do for your business?
You got a week, John.
That guy is our Star Trek connection for the movie. So,
Oh, of course.
he was in Star Trek 6 and the new Star Trek movie in 09.
What was he in 09?
He was the he was the Vulcan guy that's talking to Spock, and he's like, "You have been accepted into the Science Academy, but despite your disadvantage." And Spock's like, F you, I'm going to the Federation because they're not assholes like you guys are. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. He didn't say all that. But that's him. I thought this was a cool scene, and I just wanted to capture Christian Bale talking like Christian Bale.
Your illusion, the transported man. I'm not claiming to know your methods or anything, but I had a similar trick in my act, and I used a double.
I see, very good.
Well, it was, and then it went bad. What I didn't count on was that when I incorporated this bloke into my act, he had complete power over me.
Complete power, you say?
Be very careful giving someone that power over you.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you for the warning. Cheers.
Cheers.
That happened to me. That happened
And
to
then
me tonight.
Sorry, what?
Somebody go.
I said that happened to me tonight.
What?
Some old dude was like, "Don't let him take control of you," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
I'm 6'2". I can bench press 280. I'm good. Yeah. Oh, a different kind of control. Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
I love the way Christian Bale turned the tables in a not a positive way, because the guy did break his leg, and then but to basically market his own magic show.
Well, and here's
at
the
his expense.
Yeah, and here's the devious part, right? Not only did he have to sneak into the theater, pull out during the show, move the thing, tie the other guy up, he had to pay a stagehand to lower him and then pay a spotlight operator to highlight him. Like, it was like he did this by himself. There were other people complicit in that. So,
Maybe break his legs.
but like again, as a guy who has managed a theater like that before, I think of those types of things.
I know that because you did that to me once, so that's why I have a limp now.
Which part did I do to you? The trap door bit?
I dropped that hatch in the floor and broke my leg on the ice.
Oh, no. That wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I always wondered how they kept the ice cold at Carowinds.
I poured my feelings onto it.
You know the reason I've got a limp?
Why is that?
Because I've got a huge cock.
Oh, man. We walked into that. Jeez.
Oh man, I love chicken.
And like the weird thing is, like I should have, I knew it the moment you said it. I'm like, I'm not surprised. That's not surprising. He said that. That's par for the course.
That's not me though. That was a character.
That was a character that we've never talked about before.
See, you have to live it.
Yeah. Oh dear Lord.
Here's our kind of evidence of our little Moby Dick trope.
This is his diary, Olivia. All of his secrets are right here in my hands.
It won't bring your wife back.
I don't care about my wife. I care about his secret.
There you go.
Oof.
That's the moment where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the last one I captured.
That's it, Cutter? He simply disappears? That's not a trick. But he has to come back. There has to be a
prestige.
Exactly. Pardon me. It's very rare to see real magic. It's been many years since I've seen.
Are you interested in helping us?
There you go. Sorry, a little more turning cough. All right, so I did capture these two moments because it was kind of not driving me crazy, but it stood out to me multiple times in this movie. The score of the film and I loved the score, I really did. But it's something like, man, it sounds familiar, like kind of bugging me a little bit. So here's clip number 1. Okay. And here's clip number 2. So, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's Superman.
Yep, the second one's Superman. Yep. Yeah. And the whole time I was like, oh man, this sounds like Superman. Well, it makes sense. It's Hans Zimmer. Nope, Hans Zimmer didn't do this movie.
Whoa, really?
Exactly. That's why I was like, wait a minute, what? He
was an executive producer or a music producer though.
He might have been.
No, I looked it up.
Oh,
because I was curious. So he was a producer on this movie.
And that's not surprising. David Julien was the composer. And he has done such fine films as Cabin in the Woods,
Nice.
a bunch of other stuff I've never heard of. Oh, he did Insomnia. He did Memento. All right, so he was the guy before Hans Zimmer became the guy. Well, that's cool.
Before Nolan could really pay some money out.
Yeah. So. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of, again, I'm not saying Zimmer. I know Zimmer didn't steal that for Man of Steel. I know he actually is borrowing it's like a theme and variation from the John Williams version, but I just thought it was very similar, and it was kind of give me a little earworm. And I kind of want to go buy the Man of Steel score because I listened to it some, and I really like that score.
Yeah.
You won't listen to garbage. That's fun.
It's a good soundtrack. The movie is whatever, but it's a good score. Trivia.
Some trivia.
Oh, do I have trivia? No, wait. Where is it? Oh no, do I not have it? Again, I'm doing. Oh, here it is.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Right. Again, I'm doing all this from my phone. 6 of the film stars have played in comic book movies, which we talked about. I think I've already mentioned all of them, so I'm not going to do it again. Early in the movie, Sarah's nephew talks about the bird and the brother. Andrew already mentioned that, so I'm not going to read that. David Bowie initially declined his role for Tesla when it was offered to him. Nolan flew out to him personally to tell him that he was the only person he imagined for the role, and that his larger-than-life persona would make the idea of Tesla building a teleportation device believable. Just not to me. Upon hearing this, David Bowie changed his mind and took the role. And
I'm pretty sure it was like, you will do this movie or the Batman will come for you.
Right. Well, yeah, he'd already done Batman by this point. So the editing includes, and I've mentioned this, these little jump cuts between time. The editing includes 146 time jump cuts in which the next shot either flashes back or skips ahead to another time period of the storyline. This averages to almost one time jump per minute of film. So, yeah. And I could totally believe it. Cool. And I liked it. I really did. Didn't bother me one flipping bit. I like it when
I might have puked one time. It's too fast.
Oh well, I'm sorry.
Motion sickness.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Ladies.
He also said that tonight at the bar. No. Christopher Nolan movies we're doing as our top 3. So Andrew, you lead off, sir.
Okay. Well, I haven't really seen that many, but I will rank them in the order that I've seen them and leave a few out, which should end up giving me 3. So, coming in at number 3, we have Interstellar,
which
I like, regardless of what anybody else said.
Obi.
Again, I like 2/3 of that movie, or 3/4 of that movie. Great, really great. Just that last bit just doesn't hold up.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. You also like Batman versus Superman, so your opinion doesn't matter.
Yes, true. Number 2, I will have to say The Dark Knight. And number 1, Inception.
Okay. Sam. Corny, sorry.
It's okay. So I've only seen 4 Christopher Nolan. Sorry, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I've only seen 6 movies. And half of them are Batman.
Right.
So I'm going to go with my number 3 is The Dark Knight Rises. My number 2 as The Dark Knight, and my number 1 as Inception, because that was actually a pretty boss movie.
I have to stop you. You thought Dark Knight Rises was better than Batman Begins?
No. I did do that backwards, didn't I?
I mean,
let me try this again. My number 2 would be Batman Begins, and my number 3 would be The Dark Knight. I apologize.
Okay. So
must be high.
So Dark Knight Rises shouldn't be on anyone's top 3 list unless you're talking about top 3 most disappointed movies that are part of a trilogy or something, like part of a series. In fact, some people would probably put The Last Jedi on that list. But yeah. Okay. If you like it, that's fine. I found no joy in that film at all.
I literally Alabama that up, and I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm with you. Sam.
All right. Give me
Liberty or give me death.
Inception at number 3. I'm going to take The Dark Knight at number 2, and I love Interstellar. I know you don't. I don't care.
That's fine. Again. Here's the thing. Everybody's got their opinion, and I don't mind that you have a different opinion. It's fine. And my opinion of it is, I don't like literally that one giant glowing tesseract thing in space. Other than the premise of the movie is also a little weird, but I don't hate it. That's my. This is where I'm getting angry about with The Last Jedi, is that people are having this visceral reaction to this movie that Rian Johnson has somehow wrecked their lives because he has done something to this movie franchise that they feel as the fans that he owes it to them to do, and he doesn't owe it to anyone. He owes it to himself and his producers to produce a great film and to get a good story. And
he owes it to me
and to Corny, of course, because Corny's kind of scary. But otherwise,
right?
I don't know. So again, we joke about my love-hate for Interstellar. Again, 3/4 of the movie, great. I didn't like the ending. I thought the Tesseract was dumb and weird, and you went to a weird place with me but I'm fine with it. Like, you guys like the movie? Great. I don't care. So anyway, sorry. I was losing sleep the last 2 days because of this movie. Seriously, because of this reaction to The Last Jedi and how people are so angry at it. It's just so weird to me. I don't get it. I really don't. It's the same people like that are the people that remember like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was when San Francisco 49ers, for people who don't watch football, I'm sorry, but they were going to the Super Bowl. They were like in the NFC Championship, and the punt returner he dropped the ball, right? They kicked the punt. All they got to do is catch the ball and kneel 3 times, and they win the game. And the guy dropped the punt, and the other team recovered it and then would score, and then I think Seattle did, and they would go on to the Super Bowl, right? And people are like, that guy got death threats, right? That's the people I'm talking about. Like I'm saying, like, that's the level of bananas that I'm talking about here.
That guy's dead now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I am. So anyway, sorry, I'm soapbox, put it back over there.
Gracious. Wow.
My top 3, again, if I could break my own rule, I would put The Prestige in this list, because I really love this movie. I want to watch it again with my wife.
Break this mother.
No, I'm not going to break my rule.
Break it.
No, well, we only break it when we haven't seen enough movies to warrant the. I've seen at least 5 of his movies now, I think. So my number 3 is The Dark Knight. Number 2 is Inception, and number 1 is Batman Begins. So,
I've got to see Batman Begins again, because I didn't find it as enjoyable.
I liked it for what it did. Or again, remember, this is 2005. This is the same year that Fantastic Four came out. Like, there's a lot of shit comic book movies out in that time, and here comes this movie that's totally believable, totally grounded in science, nothing all that weird and magical. I mean, they have a microwave emitter that vaporizes water. Well, I can buy that. I mean, that's what microwaves do now. They heat up water molecules. So you build a more.
You can't buy that. It's not for sale.
It was not for sale. I mean, when enterprises have it and stuff. But I mean, like, I liked the movie because it was grounded and everything in it was believable. It made me feel like I could go to New York and see him jumping off rooftops. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight went a little more fantasy, and then Dark Knight Rises went so far that it became an unenjoyable kind of movie. So, along with a lot of other reasons. So, anyway, I'm kind of done with that. That's the show, right? I'm done talking, basically. We'll do our top 10 now. Oh, I have a clip for that. Sorry. I gotta film my phone. Derpa.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
I ask that every day. Andrew, you're out of 10, sir.
I really like this movie, like I said, and I think that, since I own it, I think I deserve to give it a little bit higher rating, because it is a good film, and I think the acting was good. There was one scene with Michael Caine that I thought was bad acting.
It was when he was standing outside of the out in the graveyard crying that he failed Bruce Wayne. Is that what it was?
Yeah. That was it. No, I don't remember what it was exactly, but there was one line that he said that I thought it seemed kind of forced. And maybe that wasn't bad acting. Maybe it was bad writing. But I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just an 8?
Yeah, just an 8.
All right, right on. Corny.
Oh, yeah. Michael Caine. I'm probably going to give it a little bit higher than that. I'll dare say 8.9.
Oh, wow. Well, you like this.
This is a damn good movie.
Yeah. All right.
Like, I still hate Racist McGee, but yeah, it's still pretty good.
That's fair. Sam.
All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this 8.7 blown off digits on the left hand out of 10.
And the fact
0.2 for having your twin brother fingers.
what am I doing? Did you just
So
add?
it'd be 8.9.
Oh, okay.
8.9.
Yeah.
Wonderful movie. Incredible storytelling. A heck of a lot of fun to experience.
Yeah, I'm with you guys kind of across the board here. I'm gonna park it, and it's funny. Andrew thought he was going high with 8. We got two 8.9s back to back, so I'm gonna give it an 8.5. And really, it would be higher if it wasn't for the teleporting thingy. I don't know how you do the trick otherwise. I don't know how the movie would have worked otherwise, but that was literally the only problem in the whole movie. In an otherwise perfect film. I mean, like really perfect film. So there you go. That's it. That's our show. That's our podcast. Thank you for listening. I must remind you that one, we have episode 200 coming up in just a mere 5 episodes. Holy shite. 5 episodes. We are doing our 200th episode. We are doing a little fun giveaway. If you haven't already participated, please do so. Email or DM us through Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and I will compile that list of movies that have been requested for us, and you'll get a $25 gift card. We're going to do a little at random drawing to see who gets that movie, and we'll do that like on episode like 198, maybe 199, so we know what we're going to watch and how we're going to watch it, because not all of them are streaming would have been picked. So that's, I'm very excited for that. It's going to be very cool, and please join us in celebrating. We've gotten pretty good amount of requests. I got requests from friends who I didn't even know listened to the show. And we even got one from AOL Jeff. So that's pretty exciting.
He was like 4 weeks ago.
I know, right?
I think that was a request for our 100th.
Yeah, it might have been, actually.
Too nice.
And my favorite part of his request is he's literally said no words. He just screenshot the movie poster or a scene from the movie, which I think is just... Actually, no, it's not. It's a scene from... I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a scene from, like, the guys are on, what is it, like the red carpet. But for some reason, one of the main actors, his face is all blurry. It's kind of weird, kind of terrifying.
I have an idea why it might be blurry.
So,
sorry, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so you guys are horrible people.
I know.
So yeah, that's happening. So do that next week. I don't know if we're doing a show. Honestly, I have to fly back to Chicago for work. It might be a week off because we're flying. I don't know if I can take my podcast rig or not. So I'll let you know what's going on as best I can. But otherwise, the movie is The Road. It stars Viggo Mortensen and a road, I think. I'm not sure.
And Andrew Lejeune.
Yeah, a good friend, Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to have to give him some grief, I guess, about that. I don't know, maybe not. But that's it. That's our show. And like I said, we're doing... Why is this... Oh, never mind. We're doing The Road next week, if we are doing a movie, in fact, next week. There. Cool. That's going to do it for the show, and I am looking for the button here to press. There we go. And again, you can always follow us on Twitter at CheapseatCast. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Cheapseat Reviews. We have a group now, Facebook group. Join our group, and we'll have discussions if you guys want to talk more about the show.
And fights to the death.
If you guys want to argue about The Last Jedi or anything else, that's fine.
Or how Sean is wrong with Interstellar.
Or how I'm right with Interstellar. If you guys didn't like it, just like I didn't. And of course, that's facebook.com/Cheapseat Reviews. If I didn't say that, cheapseatreviews.com is our website. You can go there and check out old episodes that we have, all our old episodes. And I haven't updated Anchor. I haven't done an Anchor episode this month because somebody, Vector, over there, won't freaking call me to do a review with me for Ready Player One. But anyway, not pointing fingers at all.
Yeah, sir. Sure.
GoFundMe.com.
Wait, that wasn't me.
Yeah. /Cheapseat Reviews is our GoFundMe page. Throw us a buck. $25 gets you on the show. Helps pay for the show.
And, $30 gets you if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't, so I don't want to ask. But that's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening.
Waffles. Talk about waffles.
Oh, waffles. Yeah, okay. I'm with you there.
The next day.
That's it.
Sex waffles.
Sex. I don't know what that is.
You know what that is.
Oh, I need a safe place. Anyway, on behalf of Corny, Andrew, Sam, this is Sean saying thank you so much for listening, and good afternoon, evening, and night.
What's that? You're drowning.